Dogs of the Han Court, are you? Any who oppose us shall know only the end of our blades!
Immediately come running in. Now you can dodge that move by hitting circle or B and then start wailing at him. The best strategy on this is as soon as you're able to, like this move right there, wait until the last possible second to dodge that, and then you will be able to get a counter hit on him. Always try to hit him. That is the biggest thing about this first incarnation, is that if you just constantly berate him with attacks, then you can keep him from attacking most of the time, and you're going to be able to get him down. Now, once his orange meter goes all the way to the left, that means you have a free finishing move, which takes off a lot of damage. So, essentially, you want to use your spirit attacks a lot, because it'll allow that meter to go up more, and the more that it goes up, then the better chance that you have of getting one of those finishers. Now, you'll also notice you have to watch out your stamina bar. That's on the bottom middle left. As you can see, it goes up. If that goes all the way up, that means you cannot hit for a while, and you're going to be kind of stunned for 2 or 3 seconds. You also have a meter that's on the right side of that will turn blue. The higher that turns, it means you're going to get frost damage, and that will help you to get that stun as well.
Damn it! What is that power? I, General of Man, brother of the great sage mentor! I shall not betray my brother's trust!
So for this one, essentially you want to stay away from his first 2 attacks. Don't even worry about him. You want to keep him at a mid-distance. When he does that move, if you dodge right at the last second, you'll be able to do it. Same thing here, dodge at that last second, and then you can get a free few hits. But try to keep him at a medium, because you want him to do a specific type of aggro that you'll see him do here, right there. Now, that's when you want to do your dodge. If you're able to do it correctly, then you're able to get a lot of hits, and you can see we took him out, and we're able to get the finisher because we had a lot of build-up of kind of the frost damage, which helps us get that a little quicker. Here, dodge right at the last second, dodge at the last second, and you're able to do it. But sometimes if you dodge too much, you'll get too far back. And then that's the easiest. Essentially, that right there is the move that you want him to do. So if you keep him at a medium distance, you will have the best opportunity for him to go into that move there. If he does that, it doesn't take damage, so don't worry. This is the hardest one. Try to be far enough away as soon as you see it. Sometimes he'll do this twice. As you saw, he did the aggro move once. I was able to dodge it correctly, and then he did it a second time. You don't know if he's going to do that. It's random, so you have to be on your mind. You have to be very careful. Most of the things you can get out of the way. You can also you can counter them as well if you time it correctly, but I feel dodging out of the way on these moves, just so we can get him into his aggro, is always going to be the better option. Keep him at a distance when he does that. That way you don't have to worry about taking damage here. Again, always at the last second, always at the last second. Maybe get a few hits on him if you see an opening. Again, this boss fight isn't as difficult as some of the other ones. See, sometimes you can actually do successful parry dodges there, get a few hits on him. But I usually don't like to do those. Wait for the... See, that's exactly... If we keep him at a little bit of a distance, that's when that comes up. And he's got frost damage because our blue meter is up. So that means it's much, much easier to do the finishing move on him. That move you have to get out of the way of when you see him do that. Or, of course, you can always dodge it as well, but you've got to be really on your parry and dodge game in order for those to be successful. Here, just wait till he gets up in the air, and then as he's coming down, go ahead and dodge out of the way. That one can be a little difficult. You got to do it slightly before he would hit you. So it's all about learning exactly the precise frames for when that happens. And you can see he still does a lot of damage to you if you try to stay in too close all the time. So that's why I like to keep him at a minimum distance so he does that move right there. Because once he does that move, then it's game over because you've already built up that frost damage on him, and now the boss is complete.
We will have to make a stand here. This foe may pose us a challenge. Be sure to keep your guard up!
Okay, this is the easiest boss battle out of all three of them. Essentially, you got two dodges here, you can get a few hits. He always comes and does that same thing. Now it'll change from here, but you can easily dodge and parry those. Now, he'll start to attack the other guy sometimes, and that's perfect. You wanted to do that. This one, he does that move. As soon as he's about halfway to you, that's when you want to dodge, when he does that specific move there. And you'll see me do that a few times here. But obviously, these are the easiest ones to dodge most of the time, but it can be a little crazy. But once he starts aiming for the other guy, then you're essentially get a bunch of free hits on him. Just don't be too aggro, you know, let him come to you a little bit. Right now he's focusing on him, and then we can go ahead and do his finisher once we get his bar all the way up. I'm using a very heavy weapon, which does a lot more significant damage than, say, just a normal katana or something like that, or sword. He's really, really aggroing on the other guy, so that's why I'm able to be able to, you know, get a lot of hits on him, because he really wants to go after the companion. It's all about timing that circle or B button, and then now. So that's, again, when he's about halfway to you, that's essentially when you want to do it. As you can see, he's got a little frost meter on the top left. That is because, you know, we're using good moves, and we build up that meter on the bottom right. Could be a little weird to explain if you've never played the game, but if you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, he's almost done. And as soon as he does that move, boom. Alright, and he is finished. On to the third boss fight of this demo. Oh, I guess we didn't get it. Oh, we were so close. I thought I had him there. And there we go. That move can be tough. I haven't been able to figure out how to get that one, so I usually just roll out of the way. And there you go. Second boss battle complete. Now it's time for the final one, which definitely is, in my opinion, the toughest.
You scum! This is our execution ground, didn't you know? The Tianju hermits will get no mercy. That goes for the women as well.
Go, quickly! Find somewhere safe!
So I was never able to find a good strategy for doing his aggro moves. So we do a little something different here. At first, immediately rush him and start hitting him as much as possible. We're going to use the block method a lot. Now, the thing with the block method means that you will constantly be stunned, but he won't do damage to you, and that's important. Here, right there. So as soon as he is up in the air and he comes, right before he comes down, if you press the dodge button right then, right before he comes down on you, that's when you want to do it. I was able to get it a few times, but you have to be frame perfect for that one, and it's very difficult. I have found a lot of his moves, for me at least, I prefer to block, even though it would stun me a lot. But as you can see, he's aggroing on him, so I can get a few hits in there to build up that meter. Now look at our bottom left, our stamina meter's all the way up, same thing, and now, as soon as he's about to come down, that's when you want to hit the circle. But you gotta be frame perfect, and in the heat of the moment, it is very difficult to do. As soon as he comes charging at you, again, I just hold block, because that way he'll go right by us most of the time, but sometimes he does a double move there. And essentially we're trying to get his meter all the way up so that we can actually do a finishing move on him, which can be difficult to get it up if you're not able to land the aggro dodges. But there we go. As you can see, his frost meter's all the way up because we were landing blue. And they were able to get the aggro and the finisher. And you also have your beast. So the best way that I could tell you to finish this up is to use your beast. If he walks into any of these things, it will just take all of his damage. And then boom, you can finish him off as he's kind of jumping towards you. And there you go. That's the entire demo, the 3 boss fights from it. So if you have any questions, let me know below, and I will do my best to answer them. Hope you guys enjoyed.
You saved me. Thank you.
You are lucky to be alive. However, I am not the one you should thank.
My name is Hongjing, and I've been investigating the Yellow Turbans. That jade is...
I must leave you now. I advise you to head to Guangzhong, to the Yellow Turbans' headquarters. It would be an immense boost to the Imperial forces if you were to join the ranks.
Would you mind taking me along?